In the world of crypto, it is so easy to get totally hypnotized by the daily price swings. But if you look past those charts, there's a completely different story playing out. It's a story all about creation, innovation, and just pure grit. So today, we're going to go behind the scenes of the Cardano ecosystem to see what its builders are really up to. It seems like a simple question, right? But the answer tells you everything you need to know about the long-term health of a blockchain. Are developers just out there chasing hype, or are they building real, tangible stuff that's meant to last? That's what we're here to find out. So first up, let's talk about the future of finance. I'm talking about the foundational layer, kind of like the rails for a new train system, where new kinds of value are eventually going to run. And that construction, it's happening as we speak. Just stop and think about the scale of this ambition for a second. A project called Bodega Market isn't just talking about, another digital coin. They are actively planning to bring the bedrock of the entire global economy, oil, gold, and silver, onto the Cardano blockchain. This is a huge long-term effort to bridge the old world of finance with the new one. But hey, this isn't all just some far-off dream. There is big money moving right now. Look at this, a single trade of 1 million ADA on Strike Finance. When you see transactions this big, it's a massive signal that serious players are not just watching from the sidelines, they are in the game and they're playing for keeps. Okay, but a healthy ecosystem can't just be about these massive headline-grabbing trades, right? It's also got to be about consistent, real value flowing back to the community. And that's exactly what you see here with Angel Finance, pushing out nearly 30,000 ADA to its holders. It's this balance between the giant trades and the grassroots rewards that really creates a strong, resilient network. All right, so you've got these incredible ideas, these ambitious projects. But how do they actually get off the ground, especially in a quiet or even a tough market? Well, that brings us right to our next section, funding the vision. And we've got a fascinating case study to look at. So here's the playbook from a project called Atlas. Instead of just waiting around for the perfect market conditions, they went straight to the grassroots. They launched a presale and raised over 300,000 ADA directly from the people who actually believe in what they're doing. Then they handed out the tokens, set up liquidity pools, which is really just a fancy way of creating a market where people can easily buy and sell. And then they were super transparent. They basically said, hey, we'll raise more when the market's stronger. That is a masterclass in pragmatic, community-first fundraising. And this quote from the Atlas team, it just perfectly captures the entire builder mindset, doesn't it? It's such a powerful statement of resilience. The focus isn't on some short-term market hype. It's all about the long-term, heads-down work of actually delivering a product that works. Okay, so funding is one thing, but what about the end result? Are these projects actually delivering? Let's take a look at some of the products that are going live right now. Check this out. Sokasumi 2.0 just launched on Product Hunt. And this is not just another to-do list app. This is an AI-powered task board where you literally have AI coworkers doing research for you, coordinating tasks. You can even hire other specialist AI agents from a marketplace. The whole idea is that you manage the high-level strategy and your AI team handles all the grunt work. It's a pretty wild glimpse into the future of work. And hey, it's not all just about productivity tools. The gaming world on Cardano is also pushing full steam ahead. The Necro League isn't just sitting back. Nope, they're actively dropping updates for their mobile game, running community raids with real token rewards, and even expanding to other blockchains to grow their player base. See, this isn't about promises. It's about consistent, tangible progress. Let's be real. Building anything great is never a straight line. Sometimes the absolute smartest move you can make is to adapt your strategy. So this section is all about the pivots and the progress that projects are making to not just survive, but to find a better way to thrive. Here's a perfect example of that adaptability in action. Wisdom Courses started out by selling courses directly to people, the classic B2C model. But then they had this realization that their real secret sauce was the software powering it all. So what did they do? They pivoted to a B2B model. Now they sell that software to other businesses as a white label solution. That is such a smart move. Instead of trying to sell one course at a time, they're now empowering hundreds of other businesses. That's how you scale. And adapting isn't always some big dramatic business model change. Sometimes it's just about cleaning house. Take a look at Flux Point Studios. They had a bunch of different old tokens and assets floating around, which, let's be honest, can get pretty confusing for users. So they're merging everything into one brand new, unified token called $Matra. It's a simple move, but it makes their entire ecosystem cleaner and so much easier for everyone to understand. And of course, when you make a big change like that, you have to be super clear with your community, right? So the project is telling its users flat out, action is required. If you want the new token, you need to unstake your old stuff, basically unlock it from the old system. This isn't just an instruction, it's a vital conversation happening between the builders and their community during a really big transition. Okay, so we've looked at finance, we've looked at funding, we've seen products, and we've talked about pivots. Now let's zoom out and try to connect all these dots to really see the bigger picture of what's happening here. So when you step back and you put all these pieces together, the picture becomes crystal clear. This isn't just some random collection of projects. It is a living, breathing, dynamic ecosystem. You've got visionaries laying the financial tracks for the future. You've got the community itself stepping up to fund brand new ideas. You have developers delivering actual products you can use, from AI tools to games. And you have teams making smart, strategic pivots to make sure they're around for the long haul. This isn't hype. This is just real work. The tough, heads-down building that actually creates something that lasts. And that leaves us with one final, pretty powerful question to chew on, doesn't it? If all of this innovation, all this funding, and all this progress is happening when the market is quiet, what on earth happens when the next wave of attention arrives? What will this ecosystem be capable of then? That is something to watch. Thanks so much for tuning in.